We have ourselves a ranked game of Age of Mythology to watch, and these two players are going at it live, and I'm about 40 minutes behind. So I know that this game is going to go on for a very long time, and I have no idea when it's going to end. But as I loaded it up, they were 40 minutes in, so I wanted to catch them, see how this game goes, because these are two of the best players currently playing at the moment in this bottom side in the blue. His name is Nock. Matty was from the Nock clan. Matty El Matador. He is an Age of Mythology and AoE 2 player. One of the fastest players there is, insane micro and everything. And then in the top side, we have Bones. He's also known as Keto, but I think Bones is the account he's playing on at the moment. And as of right now, that account is rank 1. And Matty's rank 3, just because there's a cheater in rank 2. You love to see it. But anyway... He's not a cheater. There's some guy that's been like trading wins with his friend or something. It's so weird. But anyway, Keto is probably the best player that doesn't play tournaments. He's going to be in this top side. The map is Oasis, and it's going to be an Aranos versus Huitzilopochtli here. So it's probably the best Aztec god versus just one of the best gods in the whole game, where it is a proper S-tier affair. So we'll see what these guys are going to be able to show us in a potentially long game. So we've got Oasis, normally a good map for your long games because there's lots of places to wall up. We can see that we can wall up here. This is the variant which has spawned the kind of crossroads that are in the middle. Sometimes you can get a big Oasis here and you just have to run around the outside. This one, slightly more aggressive because you can run through the middle, but still so many choke points to wall off, and it can end up being pretty similar and quite defensive later on. Town center wise, this town center is looking pretty good for Keto because it has giraffes on it, has a gold mine, it has another gold mine not that close, not that far away even, kind of forward slightly, it then has some baboons on it. Even his defensive town center isn't that far away from a gold mine. And then the same for the Aranos. The town centers are just good. The thing is, though, you don't usually see that in this matchup. Aztecs aren't a civilization that really wants to go for 2 TC booms. Not very often. I mean, Huitzilopochtli here is the most likely to, because he does get a bit of a bonus there. He gets some resources back when you build a town center. But normally, he wants to play, or at least what we've seen so far, the Aztecs have been out for a fair few weeks now. But what we usually see is some kind of Zeus-esque rush where you bring in your powerful heroes. So you're going to bring in this warrior priest here, deal some good damage, similar to maybe how the hearses do it for Norse. But then what you can do is you can turn one of these guys into a Teshipla. He can't do it yet, but when you're in the next stage, you can sacrifice his life for 30 seconds of being an absolute beast. And that's similar to Heracles running underneath your tower and town center, just doing his own thing. Got some relics. Human soldiers have more HP. None of the new relics here. 4% HP for everybody. It's kind of like getting Bacchanalia, whatever it's called now. Dionysia with the Greeks there. Myth units regen. Probably not the best one really for the Aranos. I mean, he's going to be able to heal up his Caladria. Won't need to have a second one, but I mean, you kind of want 2 Caladrias anyway. Maybe when it gets later on in the game, the Satyrs, maybe that's going to be a nice one to regen up. If you take some damage, pull them back, could be good. But as I expected, I wasn't thinking there'd be that many town centers being thought about being grabbed. It's going to be double military barracks coming down, warrior priest in, and there's going to be an immediate blood pact on the warrior priest in the front here. And the thing is about him is he doesn't attack the quickest, it seems like. So these villagers will be able to get away. Caladria in the right spot, and El Matador playing around it very well. He's got 15 seconds left. This guy will die at the end of this. So what Matty's trying to do is he's trying to get as much value out of these villagers without them being idle for the full 30 seconds. And I think he's done it well, to be honest. He hasn't lost anything yet. Oh, it looks like he might lose something to the 3 golden lions. That is absolutely rough. Should be able to get inside the manor. No! That was so close. That's mad. This relic sometimes can get you mad value, and it absolutely did then. So Keto will be very happy about that one. This is just a free relic. Lions, they attack very slowly but have some big damage. Unfortunately, the Caladria couldn't get over. There was just too much going on, and the Comedian Spy comes in and steals 3 goats just to add insult to injury. And now the town center. This is what I was expecting. A bit of aggression into TC. No Teshipla going to be grabbed this time. He just decided to use his god power, which is fun. I just feel like the God Power Blood Pact on one of those armadillos is crazy, but you can spend 50 favor and get that done later on. And we have our little bunny guy, the little 2 bunnies, just chilling, sitting back. And actually, El Matador might be able to find some value here. There's 20 seconds left on this settlement, and he is going to be dropping that Carnivora down. There's also going to be the Agave Bloom coming in for Keto, so this will heal up his units. And if you're Matty, I think you just run away from this, surely. Or can he take out... Wow, he can actually take out the hero, maybe take up this hero as well, even sacrifice some of the villagers. I thought the Agave Bloom heals a lot quicker than that. Maybe Keto did as well, but that's villager back. Has only 1 villager compared to essentially 2. Each citizen is worth 2 villagers. You see their donkey that they carry around is drag around. Maybe they don't carry them, but anyway, this bunny is getting healed up by the Agave Bloom, and just Matty trying to put some pressure on, trying to stop these villagers from going after the giraffes, trying to stop them from working so that his villagers can work and get a bit of a lead that way. But eventually we'll have to run away unless you get more Caladrias out, then you can just sit under there for as much as you want. If Bones here isn't going to build any units, but there is going to be a war hut coming through, so I imagine Keto from this war hut is probably going to build some Tequila archers. Going to be a good counter so these Mamillo can sit behind the barracks, and that will be it. Now, where does Matty go from here? He's got a bit of gold in the bank, but keeping a lot of resources in on the food. There you go, one guy does go down, just trying to pressure with these guys. Also got his sky passages out. Move to his perspective. What does he see? He sees that his town center's pretty good, but deciding to keep loads of villagers on the food rather than transfer them over to wood. So he doesn't want a town center. He wants to keep up this pressure. He's also taking out some animals over here, which will be very annoying for Keto for sure, because he isn't going to be able to get those for free underneath the town center. Nice to kill these over here instead. And these Mamillo are just so annoying. And the Tequila archers are going to be on the way. There is double war hut here, so should be able to do something. Deciding to save this Agave Bloom for when he needs it, not grabbing it straight away, definitely makes sense. Now he's going to be moving on to it when he's pressured out. And more units coming in for Matty on this side. More Mamillos, some Terma even, so the Terma will be able to counter those archers very nicely. Market coming down for Keto, looking like he wants to head up to the next stage, or potentially just trade some resources, but he has pre-queued. It's Papalotl, who is the she's the one that gives the butterfly, isn't she? Yes, the obsidian butterfly. That is an extremely potent myth unit at this stage of the game, or maybe many stages. There's also the towers coming through, which will scare the Caladrias away just a little bit, even the Mamillos, but just so much pressure coming in. It's really nice wooden walls being built up by Keto in the main base. But unfortunately doesn't have anything this side, so Matty's going to be getting some good pressure here, and this is exactly what you want to do if you're the 1TC player staying classical age, is you want to put as much pressure on as you possibly can and not lose your units. Unfortunately does heal up the wrong units. If Keto's paying attention, he can micro the towers onto the right units, but I think he's just kind of leaving it be. These guys are also so fast that they can dodge arrow fire if they're running straight past it in a straight line, perpendicular to it, which is pretty wild. Food is finished up, but there are some baboons on this side. I would have loved to see a cheeky wall down here. I mean, maybe it wouldn't have made too much of a difference, but it does stop the Mamillo just casually walking through. You need the Tequila archers to sit here. They get some pop shots off, and they'll be very happy. But it is going to be It's Papalotl coming through. So Keto, he is going for the 2TC semi-fast heroic, where you build a few units, but basically want that heroic age in. And when the Obsidian Butterfly comes in, some of these units will have to run away because they deal big damage to human units. But what you could do if you're Matty is just transform a few more Mamillo into heroes and snare it with the Caladria. You should be able to take it out, in theory. And even this wood line is so rough. So we were saying that this was a good town center. Like, this is as good as town centers get on Oasis for me. It has a couple of gold mines relatively close. It has 2 hunt spots. But Matty is just picking it apart, even though it was a decent town center. And the next age is in there. Could be a purge that's going to get used. The Mamillo can run away, but I think it's a very nice use of this purge. How many units are going to get out of there? Looks like not the most. Oh, he used it on a hero, so actually it's just going to take out the heroes rather than the normal Mamillos. Didn't know it worked like that. But both heroes gone, which means that the Obsidian Butterfly should have a pretty good time. It's also going to use the Blood Pact on it, and the Blood Pact for me just means run away. He is pretty quick, so maybe spread formation for your Mamillos. Hit, for me, it's D, but I don't know what the standard is. If you just hit that one, so you can run away, make sure it doesn't spin to win on your guys. Great Temple trying to go up while the Obsidian Butterfly is fighting this side. It's just got so much HP. Just don't go after it. Wait till it dies. It dies after these 6 seconds anyway. Great Temple going to go up. There's the spin to win. And over here, the Great Temple should be going up. Warrior Priest goes down while trying to turn into a Teshipla. But is this enough? It doesn't look like it. There's no boiling oil tech or anything to allow the Great Temple to shoot everything underneath. It has a minimum range of 4, so it's like a range kind of like this. So if your units just sit underneath it, then you're absolutely fine. And what is Matty going for now? He's moving around the map. He's got his Sky Passages out on the food. Probably going to finish up on this one soon. Move over to over here. His baboons. He's absolutely in a great spot here. Even ahead in villagers, even though he's on 1 TC. I mean, the Uranus is always slightly further ahead anyway, just because of how the citizen train times work. So maybe technically Kido's slightly further ahead, but I think he might lose some here. The cow pulley isn't the wood cow pulley either. The lumber outpost, which means you could be able to garrison in here, but not going for that one. Triple Noble's hut on the backside, trying to potentially get some of those archers out. Those eagle warriors could be an option. As they outrange the Terma, they deal well with the Mamillos, probably the good option. Medium Shorn one as well. I think Shorn ones are a great counter to the Mamillos. They have a big bonus multiplier, kind of like a Hippaspis that's a little bit slow with crazy big damage, or an Axeman, something like that. But the Caladria, we love to see it. Caladria goes down, probably my most hated unit in the entire game. But somebody like Matty has very good micro, so he's gonna make the most of these guys for sure. We've got Hyperion on the way. It's going to be very close. And probably just slightly delayed on it because the boys, 7 boys, had to come over here, start moving on to the baboons. So a little bit slower than he would have liked. You see, he was macroing everything else a little bit earlier. But we'll have the Chaos. Chaos being used on Shorn ones, I could imagine, would be an extremely potent use of that one because they are expensive. They're 90 food, 45 gold. So if you use the Chaos on just these, even just this small army, it lasts for long enough that they might even kill each other off. It's one of those god powers that's it's a bit funky. If you use it on loads and loads of units, then it basically doesn't do anything. It just stuns everybody for a second. But the less units you use it on, the longer it lasts. So if you were to use it on something like this, it might last for 6 seconds-ish, and then that's probably enough time for these guys to just wail on each other and finish each other off. This gold mine isn't that necessary, and I think that is what Kido's realized. He's like, well, I wanted to secure this one because it was a little bit further away, and I've already, tried to put up the wooden gate, put up the Great Temple, but now, wooden wall here, and this base is pretty well defended, that Matty would have to run either all the way through here, which might be a little bit tough to get through, or all the way around this tree line on this side. So now Kido has this gold mine very much secured. So what can Matty do now? He's tried to go to the heroic age, or successfully gone to the 3rd age here. So what does he want? Is he just going to dive, I guess? Heavy infantry coming through, Sons of the Sun, which is meaning his oracles become heroes, and makes them basically heroes are just tankier. They gather more favor, and he is going for that heroic renewal as well. So wants more favor income to go for a big hero army, which definitely makes sense up against the potential myth units that might be coming his way. Although we haven't really seen many build. This is just 1 extra so far. You do have to sacrifice villagers, but I think how it's kind of worked here, there was definitely some villager sacrificing going on. Yes, there's loads being sacrificed this top side. 120 favor in the bank. It doesn't really have any other resources, though, to be building these guys. It's got 100 of everything. What do these guys cost? How much are they? They are 225 wood. So actually, on the resources side, they're quite cheap. If he was to cancel these, he could build a few, but already the heroes are coming through. Matty is absolutely ready for it. Then Heroic Renewal is the extra HP plus some regen on those bad boys. And more sky pastures coming up. I was going to say, I would assume a second town center is going to be coming up at some point, even just for the population, because you're going to be getting to that 175 pop limit very soon if you're going for an all-in in the heroic age, or at least a big aggression, even not all-in. Mamillo is going to unfortunately sacrifice itself. A little bit of favor goes over to Kido, Mr. Bones in this case, on the Bones account. If you hear me say Bones or Kido, it's just I think he has like 3 accounts. So I don't know which one he likes to be called. He's Kido in the Twitch chat. That's all I know. And he actually did manage to secure this one also. So not in a bad spot. I think he's got a pretty big army on this side. Yes, Matty's army is better, but Matty wants to be on the aggression here, whereas Kido, he's sat next to his great temple. He's got a great defensive army, slow army, and army with some range, which are normally the best kind of defenders, because the army is slow. It means it's pretty strong. Normally, in this case, definitely. And all the hero Mamillo is going to be coming through. What's the armory upgrade situation? We've got copper on this side, and what are we on this side? No armory upgrades for Kido. Would be great to see even just copper armor up against these Mamillos, but maybe not. Does have to watch out for a chaos, doesn't want to be out in the open too much. Kind of wants to sit underneath this great temple circle here, so that if there is a chaos, then Matty can, or Kido can get away, or at least do some damage onto Matty. There is also another usage of a god power going to come through, and that is going to scare Matty away. So many units go down there, and again, used it on those hero Mamillos. So it sacrifices a certain amount of resources worth of those units. I think it's 1,500 resources. So these guys, they are pretty costly because they were heroes, but that does put a stop to it. 150 favor to use that second purge there, but definitely worth it. As Kido in this position, he wants Slaylock in. Slaylock is the god where you get this ridiculous eco tech, where you get up to the next stage and you unlock this this tech. Oh god, I can't remember what it's called. This one here. Slaylock Qs. Potentially. Anyway, all of the techs become ridiculously cheap, and for each one you research, you get gold. 100 gold for each one you research. So you're getting resources for an upgrade which gives you resources later on. So it is a big economic power spike. So even though he's sacrificed loads of villagers to basically allow himself to get to the Mythic Age, or try, he's still not there. Needs more farms, no upgrade on the farms. The Aztecs can get a big farming upgrade early on. He's also realized that the plow isn't in, so plow is on the way. But they can get essentially Mythic Age farms in the Heroic Age, because the next upgrade is a little bit stronger. It's quite expensive, but they basically combine the Heroic Age and Mythic Age farms together, and they get these nice ones here. But what Kido has done is enough to scare Matty off, and Matty's going to go, right, I'm going to grab myself my third town center and just kind of live the dream there, and he's going to go back and eco as well. The question is for Matty here, do you ever do anything over this side? I think maybe that's where the army's going. Just pressure this side. You're going, well, I've lost my timing now because I got countered by that god power, but to use that god power, there must have been some villagers that sacrificed themselves. So potentially there could be an option where Kido can't secure this settlement. So moving your army over here definitely makes sense. I'd love to see a villager come over here with a sky passage. Maybe you can wall up, maybe you can drop some palaces down, even just some reinforcements here, bring some units over. Actually going after this would be insane. Slaylock going through on the main town center because it hasn't been aggressed on this entire game, basically. Temple's going to be going down, but not going after the TC. Maybe he doesn't think that Kido is going Mythic, but he definitely is. Oh, that would have been a sick play. He would lose quite a lot of damage to these towers. The towers would take out quite a few Mamillos. So it's a little bit too late now. Needed to get in before the army was over. Did manage to take out a temple. Not the biggest deal. So Kido will be very happy about this one. He's going to be sitting back and loving life. And he is. Slaylock is not far away at all. And then we've got Helios coming through on the other side. Helios is the late game king for Aranos, or the Atlanteans in general. He is, when you pair them with the heroes with those big Centimanus myth units, it is disgusting. It is absolutely insane. So we'll see what Kido can do about that one. But Slaylock will be in. He'll also have a very defensive situation on his side. Also, he's going to have his big god power to be able to drop down. I thought that was a villager. Looks like Terma as well is going to spot the obsidian butterfly, and there's no wall on this side. So this raider's going to get in, be very, very annoying. What was that one? Was that all the myth units coming through? No, that was the incarnate coming in. So it's the power spike. It's the incarnate that he had to sacrifice 6 of the heroes for, and also 15 units to sacrifice to get 6 myth units. And that is Matty going to be having to run away because he's just spent all his resources here trying to get up to the next stage himself. And he's just not expecting this one. The incarnate does crazy damage. He only lasts for 5 minutes, so you have to watch out for that one. But the heroes are probably enough to deal with all these myth units. The special attacks, though, are scary. And Matty's now suddenly found himself on the back foot. When the Aztecs get to the Mythic Age, they have such a big power spike. It's absolutely crazy. And about a minute away from Helios. I imagine it's in the main town center, not in this one. And it is, so he's fine. Smartly from Kido taking out the Sky Passage. I always want to do that against an Aranos player because he can just run away or bring in loads of units that you're not expecting. Chaos coming in. Quite a big Chaos because he didn't use it on this backside. We can see it lasts for quite a while. Myth units attacking each other. And down goes the Carnivora as well. And then a big Blood Pact on the Rat. The Rat does have a bit of CC to bring units towards him. He's also insanely fast when he has this Blood Pact on him. What unit does he want to go for, though? I think Matty wants to run away, but can he run away for 15 more seconds? He's decided that he can't. Hero Mamillos are going to take this fight because the Shorn ones aren't in, and that is the big counter to him. And there's a Vortex available, but no Implode. Don't worry, Implode isn't even available. It's not Implode, is it? Oh dear. Implode's the other guys. And there's going to be a big fight coming in. This guy, Incarnate, so that's 200 HP left. He's dealt some big damage. Look at this, 6,000 damage. He's just walking through the blue units. Absolutely ridiculous. So there is a Vortex that's going to be able to stun this guy, move him out of the way. But are there any siege weapons to deal with any of these town centers, the watchtowers? The rats looks like they're dealing decent damage. There's also a couple of Shorn one, but basically just going after the villagers instead. The soul guides are very, very strong units. You can see how long they last for. 780 HP, loads and loads of armor. These guys just soak up damage for absolute days. I would have liked to see the town center just focus down the Incarnate here, but I mean, there's so much to do in this position. And Matty has defended this big push, the massive power spike that Kido has thrown at him. But why did Kido do it? He did it for this. He needs to secure himself the rest of the map. He needs this third town center, otherwise he's in a very bad position. If he's down a town center, that means you're down population. He also needs to secure this corner of the map. This is the next stage also, because he will need a trade at some point. Oasis doesn't have an unlimited amount of gold mines. It normally doesn't have that many. So he's on to the next gold mine and will eventually need to start a trade. Whereas Matty, he's secured this side. This is where he needs. This is his perfect trade, as his starting town center is right in the corner pretty much. So the longer the trade, the better the gold income. Now the heroes coming in, and a bit of a shift into Jaguar Riders. These guys are so good. I think some Catapultes are probably going to be needed for Matty. I don't think he will be too bothered about that one. I mean, the Shorn ones are going to carve them up, so maybe they're not the best option. Maybe just keep with the Mamillos, because they do trade well into everything. Fanatics are also a solid choice. I was just thinking Catapultes because he did get the upgrade earlier from Oceanus. So Oceanus gives you the upgrade for the Catapultes, which makes them faster and just deal more damage. But they're pretty good units anyway. They're just hard counters for those Jaguar Riders. But against the Eagle Warriors and everything else, they might struggle. Tay Sheepla's in now. You can just constantly get an Incarnate that only lasts for 30 seconds and isn't as strong. But he's essentially the same guy. And Keto on this side getting himself Ballistics, which will make his Eagle Warriors a lot stronger. There's some walls up on this side. This is what you've got to worry about. And there's just constant units streaming in. Jaguar Riders, Eagle Warriors are the choice, with some Shawn ones as well. I think Keto needs some upgrades on these guys. And yes, he is. He's getting great Temple Soldiers. So that'll be his Jaguar Riders and his Shawn ones getting an upgrade with that one. Definitely needs it. Champion Eagle Warriors would be nice too, but it's just concentrating on putting the pressure on for now. Does also have his Pillar. The Pillar of Slaylock here could be dropped down on a palace. It does wipe out a building when used, so whack that one down. And then it does kind of help you out, dealing some damage afterwards. And out come the Arcas for Matty. And these guys, 21 range. Ooh, big Chaos used on this side. I say big Chaos, but he kind of almost needs to use this. He doesn't have that many units at all. But extra range for Matty on these Arcas compared to the Eagle Warriors. So Champion Arcas should do well here. Eagle Warriors have an extra bit of speed though, so I mean it should be equal if they're just running after each other. Towers over here, probably going to be able to take these guys out. And the Destroyer Fanatic Arcas combo is a solid combo, but it means that Matty needs palaces, and he does have 5. That's probably, I mean, that's a good amount of palaces to be able to get those units out. This guy absolutely one-shots a villager, this rat, with his special, and the heavy Jaguar Riders are in as well, and just the constant swarm of units. There's a nice wall up over here from Keto. Secured his gold mine nicely. It's also pressuring this side with just one smasher, but double palace, I think, should be fine on this side. The one big weakness of the Aztecs is their siege. Their siege is not very good. The smashers, they might look good, but they're actually 4... well, they're so expensive, and they're 4 pop. So they're slightly better than a destroyer, but they're more pop and more expensive. These guys are 3 pop and nowhere near as expensive. This is putting a stop to the trade and this gold mine also. I think Matty, he is fine for the time being though. Doesn't have to worry about it. He's got 4k left in this gold mine. So he's got about... oh, he's got so many gold mines, hasn't he? Because he's got this one up here. He's definitely solid on the gold mine front. Just needs to be able to spam out his palace units. And he should be in a good spot here. There are some armory upgrades coming through on this side. Jade weapons is the 2nd tier of weapons. The Aztecs have their special weapons and armors, so it's a little bit confusing sometimes. But I think the ceremonial ones are the last ones. Oh, maybe not. Anyway, Palace going to be going down. Sometimes you don't even need siege weapons. Just bring in your best myth unit boy, and it is going to be the rats. The rats are going to be able to take out this Palace at some point. Might take a while, but we'll eventually take that one out. Even forcing a Carnivora on the backside. I don't know whether that was the cue to run away, but... oh, there's also some settlers here. I didn't even notice this one. The settlers trying to mine out Matty's gold mines, and will be going down. Just trying to full-on move forward. I mean, it would have made sense if the temple was maybe a little bit further forward. Let's see what the Smasher can get up to. Matty going for loads and loads of guard towers here. And the destroyers on this side as well, defending nicely. A bit of aggression up on this side, but there's going to be no match for the triple palace, this top side. This is such a great position to just keep pressuring from Matty. Even just a wall this side as well, just to put a stop to a really nice trade that might want to come through a little bit later. And then that would mean Keto would need to rotate around there, put some big damage down there to actually secure his corner. Just constant upgrades. Fortified town centers actually not yet in for Matty, so when that one comes in, he will get a big burst of population, as he is a little bit behind on that population now because of that one. 40 population. Does Slaylock give the Great Temple population? Need to move over to Keto's side. So he should have 5 Great Temples. Yes, so each Great Temple which Slaylock has, if you get the upgrade, is an extra population. So you can go up to 15 Great Temples. So you should be able to get 15 extra pop, which is 3 premium units or kind of 7 decent ones, 7 normal ones. I think these are 3 pop. The Arcus, they are really trying to just hold their ground. Speaking earlier about the Aztec siege, probably on par with Terrible Siege is going to be the Atlanteans, Aranos and friends. They do get the upgrade actually with Helios. Yeah, siege weapons do more stuff, but they are still expensive. I mean, he can be getting his Centamanus out. Wouldn't be a bad shout. Maybe that would be on the cards later. They're not going to be the best defenders. Needs to have some more units in to defend. And the Arcus, they're still holding their ground, walking back to the stone walls. And what's up this position? This position's well and truly secured. This one's secured as well. There is going to be a vortex coming down to stop that Great Temple, but is it too late? 1 second left on it. So many villagers go down. Literally just half a second or so away from that one being absolutely perfect for Matty. But Kido, he is slowly pushing forward. He's getting his smashers in this side. He is going to be out of gold, though. He really does have to watch out for that one. He needs this gold mine down here. Or how is his trade? We move over to Kido's perspective. Does he have a trade? Does he have trade yet? It doesn't look like it. Oh, there they are. They're just normal dudes. I just forget. I'm not looking for some kind of animal walking through. It's just some dude with gold on his back. There he goes. He's got nine caravans. So they're getting 81 gold. It's not a bad trip. It's just it's not the most efficient because you have to run all the way around. But the destroyers tanking insanely well up against these eagle warriors. And the palace trying to go down. Fire siphons on the way. Jaguar Riders have got to be a great answer to any siege also, because one of the things you just need to do is close the gap and have high damage. That is literally it. And that is something that these guys definitely have. I've definitely pressed a button here. That's it. There we go. I was wondering why there's less text. We want more text. Kido definitely pushing very, very well here. There is also a little bit of a cheeky destroyer raid coming up here. Vortex as well. Fortified Town Center should go down. Unfortunately, the fire siphon's a little bit too close. But I don't think it should matter. And that is the trade of Kido that is going to be putting on the brakes. Wait, hang on. There is some gold mines here. I was just about to say putting a complete stop to the gold, but there is a gold mine on this bottom side. There's only 600 gold in it, though. There's no gold mine here. Yes, there's still the starting gold mine from Matty. Can Kido get in here and steal this one? He's also taken out the town center. There was the Sky Passage trying to actually grab that one back, but it's a town center each that's gone down. Great Temple going to be going down as well. The destroyers, if there's nothing to stop them, then the units aren't that bad at taking out everything. Fire siphons, destroyers, going to be just going through all these buildings. Temple going to be going down. Villagers are going to be in to take out the fire siphons, though. And just some random turkeys that Matty has in the base. Where are his units? Where are the dudes? I don't think Matty's got anything. Got some dudes. They are still here, just running amok in the main base of Kido, but he's got nothing really to defend. He's got hardly any resources. That will be... Where's his trade also? What have we got? This is the only guy! Maybe he only built one earlier. Maybe he wasn't actually queuing them out. Or Kido's just destroyed them all and I just wasn't paying attention. Absolutely rough. I mean, it's probably not even worth building with all these great temples that were knocking around earlier. But Matty just constantly pressuring this position down this bottom side. I think Kido's wised up to it now. He's defending it nicely. He's got himself a settlement that he's building. One fanatic will be definitely getting taken out by those Ocelotter warriors. Also champion on the Ocelotter warriors. They're just a generally decent unit. They're not good against anything. They're just a general unit to have. So if you need to spam anything out, I think the Ocelot Warriors are going to be one where you've got 10 noble huts and you need units. Just hit that button and spam those boys out. But I think that is going to be a stop to Matty's push on this side. But there's no real siege weapons for Kido. He didn't go the right god to get the siege weapon. Didn't go the armadillo, turtle, rabbit guy. So does have that to worry about. There are great temples in with a 4,500 HP. Carnivora as well being used. So many Carnivoras coming in. There is 153 favor for Matty. So could spend that one. And there's even this fella. This is the siege weapon of dreams. If there's no heroes to take him out, I mean, he's going to be wailing on your town center with his big rock. He does obviously look cool, but he is a myth unit, so up against heroes, it's a real struggle. Even just a hero destroyer would probably be enough to take that boy out. Destroyer on his own, probably not going to be it. There is a decent amount of food and wood in the bank for Matty. I imagine sell rates for that is awful. Yeah, so there's been a lot of selling from both parties here. And Kido will be able to take out this town center very nicely. No, there's going to be another Vortex coming in with a small amount of units from Matty, but it's going to be enough. Going to be able to take out all of these villagers. And nice surround. There's a great position on that one, so they weren't able to get to the Great Temple. So does stop that town center going up. I think this is what he wants to save his favor for. 50 favor for another Vortex. He's using them extremely well. And the Great Temple will be able to go down. Villagers are pretty close, so can come over here, secure himself his settlement back again. And Taunton smashes here. Going to be going down too. So they're champion fanatics with their bleed damage. They get the same bleed damage that the Mamillos do from earlier. So extremely strong infantry units against, I mean, they're good against pretty much everything. If you can get a full hero army of these guys, if you have unlimited resources, basically they are disgusting. The fortified town center being repaired so much that this guy's done 6.5k damage into this 4,200 HP fortified town center. You can see how much these citizens are actually repairing it. It's pretty ridiculous. He will take it down eventually, or it's just going to cost so much gold. But I think Kido is running out of stuff. How's his trade doing on this side? He's got 41, so it is looking good, but they are just kind of waddling around. Okay, Market is just in the middle of the map. He's also getting his upgrade to make the caravan lads a little bit faster. 20% faster to be exact. And the fortified town center will live as the big siege weapon man with his big rock does go down. Great Temple going to be going down as well. And we're back. We're back to an even stage when Matty grabs his settlement. Absolutely crazy game. So I think this was the point that it was at when I decided that I wanted to have a look at this game. So 40 minutes in. God knows how long it's going in for. It's literally even Stevens here. Fire Siphons in. I think Matty could put himself on the aggressive right now if he can grab his town center, or even as he's grabbing it, maybe use a Vortex, deal some damage to another fortified town center, maybe do something over here where the Great Temple and the Market is, do something along those lines. Then we can look from the perspectives of each of the players. So this is what they see currently, and it is going to be exactly that. It's going to move over, and a quick delete from Kido. He knew that that was a possibility, as that was the line of sight. It was like, that's where he is. That's going to be going down. And that does mean that the caravans are going to have to move back over, but there is a Market sat in the middle. So Kido was ready for that possibility. And that's kind of what he does, because he only has this portion of the map. He has no corners. So running to the middle is actually the best opportunity. And there's going to be a raid on this TC. Raids on every single TC. Sean 1's going in, but another Chaos going to be used. So the units that are actually good at taking out buildings are going to be aggressing on each other for the time being. But none of them really go down. Some very low HP ones trying to get some towers in would be a great opportunity. The myth units, though, they don't one-shot a villager, but they're very close. The town center on this side going down. Matty very well takes that one out. Great Temple trying to come up for Kido again, but that one will unfortunately meet its demise as well. This is also a big farming operation for Kido, and there's another Vortex going to be used. It's going to be a defensive Vortex this time. So expensive to use now. That's probably the last one that we're going to see for a while, unless Matty can actually manage to get a decent amount of oracles in. His oracles are working overtime because they are Arano's oracles that are all heroes. Move over. They are all doing something, but there's only 3 of the boys. Need 7 more boys if you want to keep spamming that on cooldown. It's probably past that point anyway. 100 favor for the next one. But he's getting max value out of these. There is going to be a settlement grabbed from Kido. The only problem with vortexing back is that just allows Kido to go, well, you're not over here, so I'm just going to grab my town center back. I'm going to grab my temple. So he needs to do something with these units. And the reason you vortex them around is because they slow. They are such slow units. 2.9 speed with these fire siphons. Even the destroyers are 4 speed. Like, they are not quick at all. Kido also got his sacred armor. This happens to me, so I'm glad that the #1 player in the game forgets 1 armory upgrade as well, because that just happens to me. You've got so much going on that now he's got the eco. He's like, right, all the upgrades. There's going to be the upgrade for the tower, going to be crenellation, it's going to be all the upgrades coming through that he can afford, which is all of them. I think the eco for Kido is much better. The market for Matty is up, but are there any of these things? There are 4 llama caravans. That is not going to cut it at all. That is rough. He needs to get so many, actually, markets up to be able to carry on. And there's going to be Jaguar Riders coming in, raiding the town center yet again. While there's aggression in Kido's main base as well. Fire Siphons coming in. Great Temple going to be going down. There's one Autontian Smasher. He's like, please. I'm going to come and defend, but probably not very well against these fanatics. They're just going to trade positions another time. But Matty, he's the one that's in a kind of dire spot here. This is his army. He does not have the gold. He doesn't have the trade set up. There is a market going to be set up on this position to be able to get to here. That is something. He needs more. Needs more of these things. He's also getting tax collectors so he can sell more resources. He's got plenty of food and wood in the bank. All of this position going to be going down. Can obviously grab some kind of sky passage, move all of the llama caravans over to the other spot. That is an option that you can do if one of the citizens wants to do that. He's also not got his market right on the edge. I mean, it's probably about 4 golds difference, but you might as well go for it. And he's found the trade. This is what he needs. It's going to be absolutely huge if he can take out all of these caravans. These poor fellas just trying to get through with their sack of gold. Is it a sack? A bucket of gold. The only civilization that has dudes to do it instead of animals. A rough position to be in already. 46 still. He's still got 45 though. He had a full trade. So will be a small hit for now, as he didn't manage to take out all of them, but 20 of them do go down. That's a pretty big win. But down on this side, there's going to be a fortified town center coming up for Kido. Great temple sitting next to it, so if a vortex comes in, maybe there can be something to stop it. It's also just running straight through, going after this one. There's not that many defenses for Kido. I say he can't really afford that many units. Matty even. And then they're just running through all the palaces. I think even against these units, there's no siege weapons, so the palaces should eventually take everything out. But they might take some villages out beforehand. And yeah, Kido is going to be able to win that one. A well-played game by him when he just came down here with all his great temples and just the constant pressure. I think Matty tried very, very hard to just keep pressuring. He did some great vortexes. Maybe the vortex that was the defensive vortex, maybe that was the one problem that he kind of faced there, which is wild. I mean, it's such a small decision, really, that you want to come back to defend. But even so, I mean, all resources collected, military resource count, absolutely crazy. What a great game, and well played to the boys.